This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
What's up, everybody? Ricky Widmer here, along with the Mark Weber.
Dub them ease.
And Mark, we're here. We're here.
Just a couple of dudes wearing black shirts. No big deal.
a couple of dudes wearing black. Well, I had to support the Raiders and the Power Rangers. I had to support two things today.
I had to support Coheed and Cambria,
as
I like to do.
As you always like to do. It's very different because I think the past few weeks you've had just a plain white shirt on.
I think so.
A plain white tee is what
plain white tee, which I'm not really a big fan of. The plain white tees.
But you don't like Hey There Delilah? I mean,
I don't mind that song.
The hit song from our high school days is Hey There Delilah.
Yeah, I guess that was a hit song.
It was a hit song during our high school days. But what we are doing today, first off, welcome into the Onside Kick here on Most Valuable Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything football news, football anything, basically NFL. We got you covered here on MVP. What we're doing today, Mark, is we have reached the pinnacle. We're done with our predictions. We talked about a little stories here and then. There are some injuries that have happened. I will get to those later. But we are giving our hold us to them predictions. And I know that last week you had a gripe.
Yeah, I do.
Technically, you wanted to do it next week after week 3.
I get it.
But we want these up longer so you guys can see it, so it has a higher shelf life here on the YouTubes and the Blog Talk radios.
When something like
Teddy Bridgewater,
OBJ getting hurt, Teddy Bridgewater, Tony Romo, those type of things.
Thank God Tannehill happened before these predictions.
Yeah,
because if we had another,
it wouldn't have affected that much.
But if we had a Romo and a Teddy Bridgewater situation again,
it would be more like Big Ben got hurt. Actually, no, it'd be more like Joe Flacco getting hurt.
I do not want to do a revised prediction next week, guys. But what we're going to do, in case you're new, we're going to start with the AFC, go into the NFC, then go through our playoffs, and then wrap things up with the Super Bowl. We'll go division by division, kind of read off who we've got winning, some of the records, and then we'll talk about each division. Let's just get right into it, Mark.
And let's also give credit, though, that someone's going to get the kiss of death today.
Someone already got it for college football.
Yeah.
Someone's already got it for college football.
Whoever
today,
Ricky
someone gets it for the NFL.
Picks to win the Super Bowl will guaranteed have a huge injury that devastates everything.
2 years ago, it was the Cowboys. Last year, it was the Cardinals. This year, it will be someone else. I also picked the Bears.
You got the double Bears.
No, it was the Colts and the Cowboys.
Yeah, you got the double.
The double kiss of death.
Dangerous.
But yeah, no, there have been whoever gets the kiss of death gets an injury. You get an injury, too.
Or if you're listening to this on Blog Talk Radio, you can skip to the end and find out.
Yeah, you can skip to the end. But please don't. Listen all the way through. You'll want to hear this. But let's start with the AFC North. Mark, run down your teams, who you got from top to bottom and records in the AFC North.
Well, this is actually a good division for me. I feel good about it. I was a little low on the Ravens before, but I moved them up. Same thing with the Bengals. I was a little low on them. I actually probably am a little bit lower on them in my head than I was on paper. And same thing is that I was a little higher on the Browns in my head than I am on paper for them. So, you know how it goes. So I have the Steelers at an 11-5.
Okay.
And then I have the Ravens at 8-8. And I won't reveal, we're not revealing playoff seedings. So all you Ravens fans are going to have to wait and see. Going to have to wait and find out. Then I got the Bengals at 7-9. So they're close there with the Ravens, just not quite. And keeping it close again, the Browns at 6-10.
No, and with me, we'll go right into mine. I've got kind of similar. Leading it off in the bottom, I'll go with the Browns, 13-3. The Bengals are 8-8. The Ravens then 2-8-8. And then the Steelers winning the division at 11-5. And this division, to me, Mark, I kind of feel like there are two knowns in this division. One, Steelers are going to win the division. I'm sorry, Baltimore. I'm sorry,
it is known.
Cincinnati. The Steelers are going to win this division. The Browns are going to come in last. However, this is a different Browns team. This isn't like
what was your Browns record again?
3-13 is what I had them at. I mean, I believe
I doubled your wins.
I believe their only 3 wins that I had them going is week 5 they'll beat the Jets.
Yeah.
Week 13 they will go on the road and beat the Chargers. Week 16 they will beat the Bears. Their only 3 wins. I almost gave them the Week 17 win against the Steelers, but then I decided against it.
Well, I mean, they could potentially if Big Ben's not playing. No, I mean, I just because we're on the Browns.
Yep. They should be a little bit funner
I think they'll
to watch.
surprise some teams.
Yeah.
I think that they are a trap game for teams like the Titans, which I gave them a win for, even though we'll get to it, but I like the Titans a lot. I have them being also a trap game for your favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings. So I think I did that as a joke initially, but I'm keeping it. No offense to your Vikings, but they're terrible. And then I gave them the win against the Lions because they're coming off of the bye. Even though it's an away game, I think they can do it. Plus, I had them on a bit of a hot streak. Now, in all actuality, I probably should switch that Vikings win
to a loss
and give them the Jaguars because after watching the Jaguars play in the preseason as opposed to when I first did this a while back, it's not looking great. I mean, Chad Henne should be the starting quarterback.
And for me, the big question mark with this division, and this is the thing, the big meat and potatoes I just wanted to touch with it, the Ravens and the Bengals. Because, in my Ravens preview, I said they have a small window. It's either 8-8, 10-6. That's the window that I see for them. For the Bengals, I'm not really, I'm not high on the Bengals this year, but I just don't think that them and the Ravens are going to be. If I have to pick one that's better, I think the Ravens will do better. But I'm not high on the Bengals this year. I just don't know what it is, but I just see them as 8-8, maybe third in the AFC North, and then that's where they sit.
Yeah. I mean, that's my thing with the Bengals. I was definitely a lot lower on them last year. As I think I predicted them 4 or 5 wins. But it's just, to me, this is a team that's kind of struggling with some mediocrity. The running back situation, I'm a fan of. Not sure how I feel about the defense out there. And, we all got really high on Andy Dalton because of A.J. Green. We all really like that, and they had some good weapons as well. But I think we're all just kind of getting over it a little bit. It's kind of you haven't really done enough yet to really get me sold. You had me sold, but you didn't close the deal. And now I've been falling off the team.
Let's move into the next division, the AFC South. I will go first for this one, and my standings read off as so. Number 4, leading it off in the cellar, the 5-11 Jacksonville Jaguars. Just think you guys will stay kind of pat down there with 5-11. Then the Colts. They're the Colts and the Texans, very interesting teams to me. I have the Colts in third at 8-8. I do not know what to expect from this team. If Andrew Luck is healthy, expect a couple more wins under that, maybe a playoff spot. But to me, I'm a little cautious when it comes to the Colts. And for the Texans, they're in second at 8-8. I don't know what's going on. I thought Deshaun Watson, I almost said Deshaun Jackson, Deshaun Watson should have been able to win this job already. However, it is looking that Tom Savage might be the starter week 1, which I won't be that happy with. I want Deshaun Watson in there, not Deshaun Jackson. We're going to get to him in the NFC. But then the Titans, I feel like they're going to run away with this. 11-5 for the Titans, winners of the AFC South. How about you?
So, pretty similar in the order. I'll go from the bottom just like you did now, and I'll change it. So I got the Jaguars at 3-13.
Ooh.
And I will give the spoiler. Congrats to all you Jaguar fans out there. You guys got the bottom seed of the AFC.
You
guys are the worst. You're not number 1 overall. Don't worry.
It's the 49ers probably.
There's a different team that gets that honor. And actually, there's another team in the AFC that's also 3-13.
Oh, okay, but they get the first pick.
Yeah, but they're not quite where you guys are. Then we're going to move up to the Colts. So we got the Colts 8-8. Like you say, a lot of this is going to depend on Andrew Luck, but honestly, that defense doesn't look any better than it did last year.
Malik Hooker is going to have to develop in that system.
Frank Gore is just another year older, so not much to get excited about when Andrew Luck's not there. Even when he's there, there's not too much to be excited about. Then I got the Texans. Same questions as you. I mean, Deshaun Watson should be easy for him to take the job from Tom Savage. He's not doing it. And I don't really understand. Savage is not going to get you too much. Potential to get into the playoffs, I have them at 8-8, so probably not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. I'm just going to spoil that one for you guys. It didn't happen.
I'll keep their hopes alive. They might be in my playoffs.
They're not in mine.
They might. They might be in mine.
And then sitting there pretty at 11-5, I have the Tennessee Titans. Big fan of the Tennessee Titans this year.
I originally had, early on when I went through and I did these, I had the Texans at like 12 wins, 11, 12 wins. I'm like, winners of the division. Deshaun Watson's going to win that job. The defense is just too good. He's got the weapons on offense. And then I started to be like, oh, wait, they're probably not going to start him week 1. They're like, oh, he's not going to be, maybe I should back down. And I just backed down enough to where I eventually was like, okay, 8-8, 9-7. That's kind of where you fit. And early on, the Titans, when I first started going through this, my big question is Mariota. However, in the preseason, I don't have that question anymore. Mariota, I think, is going to be effective this year as long as he can avoid getting bitten by the injury bug this year. I think that I am very high on the Titans in this division, and I think the only team that I see rivaling them, not for the division championship, just for like maybe they might finish a game lower than them, is the Colts. Because the one thing I want to say, 8-8, but 2 games I have them losing that they could win is at Baltimore and at Buffalo. Those are 2 winnable games that I have going the other way, making them 8-8 this year. So, I mean, this one's pretty much a locked division to me where it's going to be the Titans, maybe the Colts or the Texans. We'll see when we get to the playoffs. How about the AFC East? What do you got cooking for the Patriots and then everyone else?
I don't really think there's going to be too many surprises in the AFC East for anybody. My other 3-13 AFC team here is the Jets.
So number 1 pick overall?
Yep. Well, no. They're not the number 1 pick overall.
Okay.
No, they get number 3.
Okay.
So they'll have the 3rd overall. Jaguars get the 2nd overall. There's a very special team in there that has number 1 overall.
Okay.
And then we're going to move up to the Buffalo Bills at 6-10. But here's the thing I got to say about the Buffalo Bills. With reports coming out that they're basically willing to trade LaShawn McCoy and Tyrod Taylor to whoever is willing to give them a bag of chips.
The tank machines.
Yeah, they are fully committed to the tank. And this is the part where I do have to put the asterisk in here. If they do it, if they got the balls to get rid of LaShawn McCoy and Tyrod Taylor, this is a 2-win team.
The Jets.
If they're lucky.
They beat the Jets.
They'll beat the Jets.
They'll beat the Jets.
Because I'm really not into the Jets. But you know what? The Jets have a good defense. So at least they got that going for them. The only other win, I could maybe give them one of the Miami games. And mostly that's because it's in division.
Yeah, and those both come for Buffalo late in the season. How about did you finish it off?
I did not finish it off. I just wanted to put that out there because if they trade Tyrod, this doesn't actually change very much of anything. And LaShawn McCoy.
It's almost a full tank mode.
Yeah, it is full tank mode at that point. I mean, they're basically pulling the Jets of, hey, Christian Hackenberg's our starter. Doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. Then we got the Dolphins at, the Bills were 6-10 currently, possibly good old 2-14. The Dolphins are a 6-10 team to me. You know, I like Jay Cutler out there. I think that he is just as good as Ryan Tannehill, if not better. But he doesn't have that much time to really start to gel with some of these guys. So there's going to be some growing pains. The season, it's not easy. It's not necessarily easy, and a lot's going to depend on the run game. If the run game gets going like it did last year, then good. If it doesn't really get going, this team's not going to go anywhere. So they're a 6-10 team as well for me. Then the Patriots are 14-2.
14-2. Who are their 2 losses? Because I thought before we recorded this, I thought you had 3.
No, just 2.
I thought you had 3 for them.
I have them losing, of course, to the New England Patriots. I'm sorry, the New England Patriots losing to the Oakland
New
Raiders.
England Patriots, man.
Basically,
they can only beat themselves. That's it.
They'll lose to your Oakland Raiders that you like so much, and they're also going to lose to the Jay Cutler Miami Dolphins.
Back to back. So losing to the teams that are off the bye.
Well, okay, so I have them losing to the off the bye.
But
Realistically, they're going to lose week 14.
And the only 2 teams that they play that come off the bye. But you said you have them losing week 14?
Well, no, I have it on here as 12.
Okay.
But realistically, it would be week 14 because the home game.
The home game for the Dolphins.
I have it at 12 partially because I showed Sean and he cried. And it made me really happy.
Let's put it this way. With mine, just rolling right into it. If you guys have seen my Jet preview already or my Jet prediction video already, you know what is coming and you already see it. 0-16. The Jets are 0-16, worst team in football. Congratulations, you are.
Well, they're not the Lions.
Well, this year they are, and they're the number 1 pick. Congratulations, you get Sam Darnold in the NFL draft. Then 3rd, I've got the Bills, 4-12. I mean, kind of like you. If they go full tank mode, not a lot changes here. Maybe they go 2 wins because the 4 wins I have for them, 2 against the Jets, a home game against the Saints, and a home game against the Colts. The only game they'll win on the road, in my mind, is against the Jets because the Jets are horrible and they're not going to win a single game this year. Then in second at 9-7, 4-2 in the division, I've got the Jay Cutler-led Miami Dolphins. And then number 1 in the AFC East with a record of 15-1. The only game I have them losing is the same one that you said, against the Oakland Raiders, week 11 in Mexico City. 15-1, top of the AFC East is the New England Patriots. And to me in this division, one of the big questions, and it's like I have it, they have a spot to try to get into the playoffs. They're kind of jockeying for that position right now, is the Miami Dolphins. Can Jay Cutler get them to the playoffs? That's the big question I have with this division. Because you already touched the Bills kind of with the Dolphins. Can Cutler get them to the playoffs?
And I really think that they got there with Ryan Tannehill. I don't think Cutler's any worse than Ryan Tannehill. If that run game's as good as it's been in the past, then yeah, I think that they're a team that could potentially do it. And it's not far because the number 6 seed, I'll go ahead and reveal that, is an 8-8 team.
Okay.
So I have them at 6-10 to get a couple more wins, and maybe you can steal that number 6 seed.
Yeah, and I mean, the big games for me that I have them losing, obviously, like the Chiefs, the Falcons, the Titans, basically the playoff teams that they play. Like the teams that you would expect to make the playoffs, the Titans, the Patriots, the Falcons, the Raiders, the Chiefs, the Steelers. Those are basically the teams that I have them losing to. The only team that is on the cusp that I have them losing to, and I kind of had to toss a coin for it because I think that they could win, but really, I had them as a win. Tannehill got injured. Then I'm like, okay, Jay Cutler, week 1, how ready will he be? Is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's the only one that's not really a for-sure playoff team that I kind of have them losing. And then to wrap everything up, I will start with it kind of doing the alternating fashion, is the AFC West. And in last place, the Denver Broncos. Bronco fans did not like me last year. I had you guys going 4-12. I took your criticisms to heart. Trevor Siemian is your starter. Congratulations, you are 5-11, 1 win better than I had you at this time last year. Then the next team up, the LA Chargers. They're an interesting one to me because early on, before the Mike Williams news came out, I had them at like 9-7, maybe 10-6 at the highest. 9-7 for sure. Now with the Mike Williams, he may miss the entire season. 7-9 is where I have them 3rd place in the AFC West. And then kind of pseudo just what you would expect. The top 2 teams, the Chiefs and the Raiders, 10-6 for the Chiefs in second, 13-3 for the Raiders at the top. And I've got a question for you. Well, actually, go through yours, and then I want you to answer this question about the Chiefs of Colin Cowherd. I watched his. He was very low on the Chiefs. Do the Chiefs have a down year? Answer that after you give kind of your run-through of that division.
So I have the Los Angeles Chargers at 6-10. I also have the Denver Broncos at 6-10.
Okay.
Of course, Broncos get ranked that one position higher here. Then I have the Chiefs at 10-6, which I think answers your question. No, I do not believe they're going to have a down year. I just think that Andy Reid is always going to at least get you a playoff spot, essentially, because that's what the guy is really good at, getting you to the playoffs, not necessarily winning the Super Bowl. So he'll get you there, and Alex Smith is one of those perfect quarterbacks for him. He is good enough. He's not going to make mistakes. This is a team that dinks and dunks their way forward, and I don't see any reason why they are not going to be in the playoffs again this year, not winning the division this year, because that's going to go to the 11-5 Oakland Raiders. So soon to be Las Vegas Raiders. But yeah, I definitely think they're there. I don't think that Mahomes gets a chance because I know some people are getting excited about Mahomes. I don't think Mahomes is necessarily ready to take that from Alex Smith. Probably next year, he probably will get the opportunity to do it. But this year, no, I have the Chiefs getting in there just fine.
No, and yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, the Raiders to me this is their time to take the division from the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, I still think the Chiefs are going to be good enough. Both of us having them 10-6, I believe. Second in the AFC West, a playoff team, probably in both of ours. But this is the year for me like if the Raiders want to strike, this is a pretty good year. And I mean, I know we all said the jokes of like, yeah, wouldn't it be great now if, hey, we're going to go to Las Vegas. Here's a Super Bowl championship open before we leave.
Yeah.
It could happen. It's not really a joke this year. It could happen. So what we are going to do is you guys could probably figure it out with our rundown.
Could happen, guys.
Who our playoffs are, but we are going to wait until the third segment to kind of reveal the exact seedings of everything. I'm going to turn this on to you guys before we go to the NFC. Let us know what you guys think down below. Who was too low on teams? Who was too high? Where do you have each of the teams? And what predictions did you like, didn't like? What are you looking for the AFC coming into the 2017 season?